and we're not really understanding that they've got their own priorities and they've got a different set of priorities. And so the first step is obviously just understanding that and finding out what theirs are. That's the key. Finding out what your partner's priorities are. Finding out what your children's priorities are. Even 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, they've got their own priorities.
And
they're
what's
not
the
cleaning up their
benefit?
room. They're not,
Yeah.
not making a mess. They're not
Yeah.
doing what mum and dad want necessarily, even at school. They're not necessarily doing maths or science. They're doing what their priorities are.
Yeah.
So that's the first step, is just to understand that. And then in the webinar, we're going to talk about that. We're going to establish how to do that for yourself and for your partner and for your children. And then we're going to talk about, then once you know that as the base, then how to communicate in their values, not project yours onto them. So how to, and then even going a step further, and how to then, if you know what theirs are, then how you can get them to do things that might not be important to them, but you can move some low priority things up the hierarchy by a thing called John calls linking.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through that in the webinar and teach you how to link what might not be as important to you or your child, how to link that to what is important to them. And that will change their perception of that thing that might not have seemed so important. And this is what John's done very successfully in some schools in South Africa, where just on day one of the school term, the teachers find out what the kids' hierarchy of priorities are on day one. And then they link the curriculum, maths, English, science, etc., to the children's individual values. And this has had a profound effect on, on the engagement and the participation of the children at school and in their maths and science and English, for example, classes, because they've got a whole new perception now of what this subject, how this can help me get what I want in my life.
Yeah.
As opposed to, this is just something that teachers and parents want me to do for reasons unbeknownst to me as the kid.
Yeah.
If that
And we
makes
find
sense.
that. Yeah. I mean, we find that as adults, that we don't necessarily do something just because we're told to do something. We're more likely to put energy into something if it's important and meaningful to us. If it's
Yeah.
yeah. So it's the same with kids. But I think we get stuck as parents because then they're